Story appears ordinary till you see the core side of it.
And what you're looking for is the story behind the news.
We bring it to you from Lagos, the commercial capital of Nigeria.
Giving you all sides and political stories round the clock.
Every detail from the start line to the final whistle.
CoreTV News, expanding your view.
Good afternoon, CoreTV News on the hour. I'm Tolu Ojewumi. The police insists that the suspected Boko Haram chief butcher, Mohammed Zakari, is still in custody. This, they say, is contrary to reports that the whereabouts of the suspect is generating tension in security circles. The police made the clarification through its Twitter handle in response to CoreTV News inquiry. It noted that Zakari is being interrogated in an undisclosed security facility. He was arrested in the aftermath of a counterinsurgency operation in Bambu Forest in Bauchi State last month. United States President Barack Obama plans to host an unprecedented gathering of African leaders this week. One of the issues to be discussed is the security threat posed by Boko Haram. This report seeks to evaluate the solutions anticipated from the summit. The report.
In an audacious attack that stunned the world, Islamist group Boko Haram in April kidnapped over 250 schoolgirls from Chibok in northeastern Nigeria. Over recent years, the organization's fight to create an Islamic state has left over 10,000 dead. To this day, 219 Chibok girls are still missing, and a massive operation in the region by the Nigerian army has done little to restore security.
There's a risk at the moment because Boko Haram operates in the northeastern border region of Nigeria. There is a risk to countries around it. It's known that Boko Haram insurgents do move across borders quite easily, particularly into Niger, Chad, Cameroon, each of the neighbors.
On the other side of the continent, another militant Islamist organization, Al-Shabaab, continues to wage its own war. Driven out of the Somali capital, Mogadishu, in 2011 by African Union troops, the Al-Qaeda-linked group controls swaths of rural Somalia and is wreaking havoc in neighboring Kenya. Al-Shabaab claimed responsibility for the bloodbath at Nairobi's Westgate shopping mall in 2013 and for several attacks around the tourist island of Lamu. The two groups may have similar methods but are nevertheless distinct.
This is a really important point, this difference between Al-Shabaab and Boko Haram. They grew out of different contexts, different environments, different drivers, and certainly Al-Shabaab it's more international in the sense of its activities, and also if you look at the geography of the regions, Al-Shabaab is very much more closer to the Gulf. It has more access to other groups and so on. So it's a rather different situation.
In Africa's Sahel and Sahara region, Al-Qaeda in the Islamic Maghreb carry out regular attacks on targets deemed opposed to their radical Islamist views. At a time when Africa is opening up to increased international investment, the fight against Islamist militancy is stepping up. Whether anti-piracy operations around the Horn of Africa or counter-insurgency operations on the ground, Africa's radicals are being at best contained but not beaten. And with vast tracts of sparsely populated land in which to train and recruit, they continue to offer marginalized and poor young men the chance to join groups that not only offer an ideology but money.
Now, leaders of the Nigerian Medical Association, NMA, reconvened to consider government's response to the demands of striking doctors. This was after a previous meeting to review the one-month-long strike ended in a deadlock on Sunday. CoreTV News learned that NMA President Kayode Obembe is in favor of cooling off the strike, but another group is insisting that all the doctors' demands have to be met before the strike will be called off. Now, the General Overseer of the Synagogue Church of All Nations, Pastor Timotokwe Joshua, says he is ready to partner with the federal and Lagos state governments to help curb the spread of the deadly Ebola virus. Abiola Oluwole was at the meeting between the pastor, government medical team. His report is presented from our studios.
Since the reported case of Ebola virus in Lagos, the government and some professionals have been strategizing on how to prevent the spread of the disease in Nigeria. The joint medical team of the federal government, Lagos State government, and representative of the World Health Organization visited the Synagogue Church of All Nations to seek the collaboration of Pastor Temitope Joshua on the best way to advise against seeking spiritual help in treating the killer disease.
We have so far an imported case of Ebola, and our duty is to make sure that it doesn't escape into Nigerians. We are not doubting the power that God has given you. We can't do that, but we can help and work with you to even make it stronger. So our mission is to come here, exploit ways through which we can work together to make sure that this thing does not explode.
Being a church that attracts followership across the West African sub-region and other parts of the world, sensitizing the leadership of the Synagogue Church of All Nations is critical in the fight against Ebola disease.
The federal government and state government are working hand in how to control this, how to contain this. We have our strategies, and we said we needed to share with you. Again, we needed to assess what resources you have, because the population here, whether it's one case or two cases, if you allow this to go out, it's a major problem. That's why we are here to work together on how to contain the spread of this disease.
Pastor T.B. Joshua expressed his readiness to join force with government on how to checkmate the spread of the virus, but maintained that his church does not have congregation in Liberia, Guinea and Sierra Leone that are currently ravaged with the disease.
I want to assure you once again that if I have any message for this issue, their president is there, I will go there. Because I know what it means if somebody comes from the airport to Nigeria, from the airport to get here, innocent people. I understand that. So, I want to assure you, please, you need to know my heart for this nation.
According to medical experts, there is no non-medical cure for the deadly Ebola virus.
Following the increasing insurgency in recent outbreak of the Ebola virus in the country, Nigerians have been urged to draw closer to God in prayers and repentance of sins for the good of the nation and the world. The Christian Association of Nigeria CAN made the call during its 2014 intercessory prayers for Nigeria, held in Benin, Edo State capital, with the theme, A Call to Repentance. The Vice Chairman of CAN and Catholic Bishop of Ochi Diocese, Gabriel Dunya, says the association deemed it necessary to use the event to mobilize Christians all over the state to pray for both the state and the nation in the face of numerous challenges. He said that Nigerians were yet to appreciate the love of God sufficiently through communal living, irrespective of tribe, tongue, or religion. The bishop used the occasion to assure Nigerians of God's unfailing intervention to save the country if they rejected evil and embraced repentance. While calling for prayers for peace and good governance, the association also urged the people to pray for their political and religious leaders at all levels of government. In the meantime, a governorship debate tagged Osun Decides 2014 took place in Osogbo, the Osun State capital. But incumbent Governor Rauf Aregbesola, PDP governorship candidate Yola Omishore, and Fatai Akinbade were absent. Social Democratic Party candidate Segun Akinwusi says he is in the race for the youth, while Ibrahim Adeote says he will overhaul the state of Osun. Adeote focused on education, saying he will make it affordable for all.
You know that the whole center of any government will be the people. Because when you build infrastructure, you build everything, you need people to build such infrastructure. And so we are taking the interest of the people to our heart.
The reason why I'm doing this is my commitment to service. All I've done in my adult life is to serve. Being the head of the student union when I was studying in Russia, or be it when I became the youngest member of the Afenifere, the World Congress of Afenifere in the United States.
But we know the visible, the present circumstance. Yes. I know the economy of this state. I've been the man that I took for 35 years. I work on that 16 record. Even today, the problem that is on ground, the quantum of debt that this state has, it's not physical for government to make education at that level. But I just believe that because of equity, because of the need to take care of indigenous students and all the rest, they have to reduce the school fees drastically that it will be affordable.
Function instead of making it free.
No, yes, affordable to make it affordable. You know, for example,
as a very active parent in the life of my child, I'll make sure the Osun parents are very active in the decision-making process that happens in the public schools. Now, talking about higher education, I'm going to make it free. Quote me, FREE with exclamation mark, capital letter. It's been done already. I'm not saying this for politics.
Well, thank you so much. I'd like to stop you there, but then just before.
Okay.
Organizers of the governorship debate in Osun condemned the action of the candidates of the major political parties in the governorship election. They accused the leading candidates of denying the people of Osun an opportunity to hear their plans and make informed decisions.
As a candidate, if you don't come and cater to those youth, those educated youth, then you really don't have the population in.
As young people of this state, we have a very large population, and this is the time to begin to say, if we want to copy democracy, we must copy all the good things around it. So if we are calling them for a debate and they are running away or shying away, what they mean is the youths are not important to them and they can go to hell with their votes.
But we will continue to provide the platform as long as we can, and hope over the years the culture of debate will begin to matter, because at the end of the day, debates are about ideas.
Poachers have devised new methods to outsmart rangers seeking to stop the illegal killing of elephants in Kenya. Details after this timeout. Don't go away.
You can now watch CoreTV News live from anywhere in the world on our website www.coretvnews.com. Click on Live TV on our website and watch us live.
And welcome to CoreTV Primetime News.
To follow us on Twitter, click on Twitter icon on our website. And Facebook, click on the Facebook and YouTube to see all our previous news production. You can also watch us live on YouTube. Click CoreTV, leave a space, then News. CoreTV News, a 24-hour news station.
Now, poachers have devised new methods to outsmart rangers seeking to stop the illegal killing of elephants in Kenya. Trading the tusk of elephants have endangered the African species of the animal and affected wildlife in Kenya. The report.
As the government deploys more rangers, poachers here are using increasingly sophisticated methods to get around them.
We're also getting more money in the trade, and unfortunately that is fueling the use of more technologies that, such as, you know, in South Africa they're using helicopters and night vision goggles. We're starting to see some of those things used here.
Poaching isn't the only problem here. The land has been devastated by decades of slash and burn agriculture by farmers and charcoal burners seeking a quick buck.
Climate change is already having an effect here on the local communities. The whole Tsavo ecosystem is a very dry area, so water is always in short supply, but especially now with the effects of climate change. We see that droughts are prolonged, they're more frequent.
However, a pioneering UN-backed project set by non-profit organization Wildlife Works is helping prevent climate change and preserve the forests. Farmers can earn carbon credits by conserving and replanting trees, with a cash exchange of credits supporting nearly 100,000 rural Kenyans. The money has helped support projects like tree nurseries as well as anti-poaching schemes.
It is the developed countries that are responsible for the mess. And we continue insisting as developing countries that they must take immediate and drastic steps to correct the problem.
In a deeply poor region, the project earns each person around $270 a year and helps them see value in the environment and as well transforming the lives of the locals. It is hoped it will also protect those of the elephants.
We'll wrap it up. Thanks for watching. I'm Tolu Ojewumi. Good afternoon. I'll see you again on top of the hour.
CoreTV News now